What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today it is the eve of Parker McCollum's Gold Chain Cowboy release, which I'm excited to listen to. We've also got news this week of Sturgill Simpson getting ready for his 5th album, but today we're just going to be looking at a bunch of new songs or singles, and who knows what is a song and what is a single these days when every album has like 18 tracks come out before the album even comes out. But I'm going to be looking at a bunch of those today and using my standard rating system of yeehaw, meaning good, or yee-nah, meaning bad. And you guys know the drill. I've done this a million times, so let's just get into it. Thank you for picking up the merch, and to all the people tagging me, it's so fun to see it arrive where it's going. Even when that is on Barstool. Thank you, Austin from Home Free, for rocking the It's Okay to Think About Country Music shirt in a Barstool video. That's pretty cool. First up, let's talk about a bunch of new songs from Cody Johnson.
You can keep putting on forever with that girl whose heart you hold.
Cody Johnson is releasing 2 songs a month on the way to this double album, and so we've got a lot of music from him. I think the overall strongest track of the last 5 that he has put out is this one called Till You Can't, that is about how life is short and there's all these things that you can do until you can't, so kind of make the most of it while you have the time. Cody's voice is just so strong, his music just feels so sturdy. Always the word strength is what comes to mind with him. And I think he knows that's his persona as well, because there's a song in this mix called Stronger about how his wife is stronger than he is. There's another one about the cowboy that's gonna date his daughter and how basically it's an almost impossible task to love her the way she deserves to be loved. Then there's one really fun song called Longer Than She Did about how there's this list of songs that remind him of an ex, and it's just really a fun groove. Overall, it seems like we are getting some fatherly wisdom, like Cody was in a reflective place in the pandemic, and he's going to be giving us almost a red bandana style album with this double album. So much steel and electric guitar, some fiddle in the mix, Cody's super strong vocals, and pretty broad, awesome ballads like Till You Can't. All these songs get a yeehaw. After that is Why You Gotta Be Like That from Scotty McCreery.
Baby, why you gotta wear them jeans? Hair down in a white tank top.
Man, Scotty McCreery confuses me sometimes. I feel like he is so back and forth on when he's putting out something really quality and smart like 5 More Minutes, and then when he is throwing out junk like Southern Belle. And I kind of figured that song was just a product of being on a major label and having to make a compromise, but now that Scotty's independent, I don't want songs like Why You Gotta Be Like That, which just feels so trashy and stupid, and another song about jeans with a way poppier beat. I know there's a game that you do gotta play to stay relevant, but I feel like Scotty is just playing it really safe, and I don't want him to go the Chris Young route and just only record radio-friendly stuff that doesn't really dig into his soul, and then find yourself 10 years down the road where it's kind of hard to get people to listen to a song like Drowning because they're not used to really thinking that much when they hear your music. I feel like his voice is too good for that, but for me, this song is a yee-nah. Emily Scott Robinson has a new song out called Old Gods.
Carry my prayers on the ocean. Carry my prayers on the sea.
Emily Scott Robinson's Traveling Mercies was one of my very top albums of 2019. That album is just so stark and beautiful. But now she has signed a record deal with Oh Boy Records, which is John Prine's label, and she's releasing an album called American Siren, and this is the first track from it, and it's lovely. It's kind of haunting. It feels almost a bit like shanty-ish or Celtic-ish. And I feel like Siren is an appropriate name for an album when someone has such a bell-clear, pretty voice. It's almost like she is sitting on a rock and sees a sailor that is going by her, and she feels this kind of patient, quiet moment of reflective love. Super good, super gentle. I love her stuff. It gets a yeehaw. Then we got the new single from Gabby Barrett, Footprints on the Moon. Gabby Barrett's first 3 singles really have very little to do with each other. First you had I Hope, which was this spiteful breakup revenge song. Then you had The Good Ones, and I really like that song, which is sweet and romantic. And now you've got Footprints on the Moon, which is kind of a chase after your dreams type song. It's got the vibe of a moody Jason Aldean song, but the lyrics of Fight Song by Rachel Platten. So if you've ever wished there was some sort of baby to be had between a Rachel Platten album and a Jason Aldean album, first off, who are you? And second, this is the song for you. I've said this for all of Gabby's singles, but the amount of production they put on her voice is so distracting. It's actually hard to understand the words she is saying sometimes in this song. And the Disney-fied inspirational lyrics are a little bit cheesy for me, but I do think that it is kind of in a cool setting. That brooding rock vibe does make the song more interesting, and she's got great vocals. I feel like there's something to say about Gabby Barrett. I think I'm trying to formulate my thoughts maybe for a video, because she's pretty quickly established herself as like one of the next generation country stars. I feel like it's Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, and then her in terms of just sheer sales power in the last year. Anyway, this song just gets a yee from me. Then we have my musical nemesis, Dustin Lynch, with 2 new songs. So people have complained for years that Dustin Lynch got away from that original Cowboys and Angels type country sound and went in a way more poppy, pretty boy, tight shirt, seeing red, current mood direction with his music. But with these 2 songs, he's definitely trying to make a statement of a return to a country sound. I admit I feel like there are some big believability issues with Dustin Lynch being the one that's singing these lyrics about being this tough cowboy and he's not gonna be the one that leaves, but the song sounds freaking amazing. And this is like an exact return to a sound that I think would be really good for the mainstream. And I was definitely surprised to hear this kind of thing coming from Dustin Lynch after despising all of the hookup Under the Moon songs on Tullahoma. Pasadena feels a little more natural to me, actually, than Not Every Cowboy.
Leaving Pasadena.
Although it seems like that's the one more people are gravitating to. I feel like Pasadena feels way more Dustin Lynchy, but like a nice countryer evolution of the kind of subject matter that he enjoys. So I'd give both of them actually a light yeehaw. And I have noticed that the cover art for these have changed. When they originally dropped, it was this other kind of artsy cover art that certainly looked like it was trying to emulate the Zach Bryan cover art for Quiet Heavy Dreams. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but they changed it really quickly, so I don't know if that's going to be the album art or if it wasn't supposed to leak and there was some kind of thing that was sent to a designer that's like, hey, can we kind of mimic the Zach Bryan cover? I don't know, but now they've changed into moody pictures. Mike and the Moonpies have a new song out called Paycheck to Paycheck.
I'm living paycheck to paycheck, 1 quarter at a time.
I really missed the boat on the whole last Mike and the Moonpies record when they were doing a tribute to Gary Stewart. For some reason, I have trouble getting into tribute records, especially when I'm not familiar with the source material. Same way I kind of am about like Party covering this new Metallica song. Those things just don't draw me in for whatever reason. So I missed that Mike and the Moonpies record. But now this is more original material, and it is not the kind of luxury, sophisticated London style of Cheap Silver and Solid Country Gold. This is way rougher, faster, honky-tonkier, and it sounds so good. Mike's voice is so agile. That's always the word I'll use for it, and I freaking love this song. It's a great time. Huge yeehaw. I really want to see them live. Dan and Shay have a new song called Good Things. So of the 3 songs that Dan and Shay have released from this upcoming album, I Should Probably Go to Bed, Glad You Exist, and now this. Glad You Exist, which is such like sweet, vanilla, boyfriend country, songwritery, love song, that's actually my favorite. The other 2 have all of that vocal layering, including this new one that feels incredibly sterile to me. I think it removes a lot of the feeling of the song. And the good side of boyfriend country is that really sincere feeling it gives you, but I feel like this one especially feels almost like it's run through the Kygo, a little bit of a Vici filter because there's a huge drop on it. And it just feels super processed, and it's hard for me to hear past that and to actually hear the sweetness of these words. So I just think it's really poppy, boring music. Plus you add in the drop, which takes it even further out of the country realm. And I don't know, this one's a yee-nah for me. Never anything bad to say about their vocals, but no to this song. Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood dropped a duet called If I Didn't Love You.
If I didn't love you, yeah.
So I feel like this is clearly supposed to be almost a Don't You Want to Stay part 2 for Jason Aldean's career. It's a huge duet with a woman that can really belt, and I do not think this song is as good as Don't You Want to Stay. I feel like it crests, but I want it to stay in that climactic moment where they are both belting for like another 15 seconds or something, because it feels like Carrie really pulls back to let Jason keep up. And I will say this, Jason's vocal on this song is awesome. I feel like he does keep up, and I was not expecting him to. I think he sounds really good on it. I feel like the song needs a touch more narrative structure in the beginning. We just sort of jump immediately into a list of things that Jason is doing that he wouldn't be doing if he didn't love this woman that's broken his heart. But as it stands, I think the lyrics are pretty vague, they're keeping it pretty broad, and so is the music. This is going for kind of Lady A, Need You Now, or like Adele level broadness in its scope, and so there aren't super specific details that make this feel really winsome or personal. I don't want to keep using the word broad. The other word that comes to mind is kind of blah. It's yee blah a little bit. No, I think it sounds really good. I just don't think it really sticks with me as something super unique, so I'm just giving it a strong yee. A different duet on the independent side is Sierra Ferrell and Billy Strings with Bells of Every Chapel. Woo! This is the best song in this video. I know I talked about Sierra Ferrell a teeny bit on this channel in the independent country video, but I didn't know that she'd been like actually now rolling out this album. There's some music videos for In Dreams and At Sea, and oh, they're so good. Her style, this like jazzy New Orleans style with this really folksy, bluegrassy country, it's freaking awesome. She goes up into her higher register and it's this sweet romantic song. It feels so playful between her and Billy, and there's all his guitar work. This song is intoxicating, and it gets a giant yeehaw, and I need to go dive into the rest of her music. After that, we got Where the Country Girls At from Trace Adkins, Luke Bryan, and Pitbull.
Where the country girls at? Where they gonna be? The ones that like to dance.
I'm just kidding. I already mentioned this song at length in my worst country song of all time video. This song is garbage. I mean, Luke Bryan at least has that other song with Jordan Davis out called Buy Dirt. That's really good. I don't know why or if I reviewed that. That song's really good. Jordan Davis, slowly righting the ship of his career, I would say. But this one gets a huge yee-nah. Someone new on my radar is Ashland Craft with her single Make It Past Georgia.
Learn to stay away from Birmingham. Yeah, he could never get
A bunch of people message me about Ashland Craft, and that's how I know she's got some kind of grassroots fan base, and I recognize her name from, I don't know, seeing her on Nashville people's Instagrams, but also from Hardy's album, A Rock, where she sang that song So Close. But Make It Past Georgia is the first time I've listened to one of her songs on its own, and she's got a real guttural voice, like a very powerful rock style voice. And this song is about a guy in Georgia that broke her heart, and as she is driving through the South, through Mississippi and Louisiana and leaving Texas, she's able to get past all those places, but she can't quite make it past Georgia. She can't even broach the state lines of that place because it reminds her of her heartbreak. I feel like generally when you're getting fiddle in a country rock song, you're getting something way more playful and upbeat, something like Devil Went Down to Georgia, but this song is not very playful at all. It's kind of sad and brooding, and I think the music on it is really cool and unique, and I think her voice sounds great, and this is a nice intro to Ashland Craft. I'm gonna give this a yeehaw. Thank you all for the recommendations. And then I want to finish off with this new one that just dropped today from Dierks Bentley, Hardy, and Breland called Beers on Me.
Come on now, swing on by, bring whatever's been on.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Dierks Bentley has a very particular beat that he has come to really like later on in his career. And it's almost like an exaggerated version of the beat in Drunk on a Plane, where it's just very simply... And once you hear that, you realize he used it in Somewhere on a Beach.
Somewhere on a beach, sipping something strong. Got a new
And he used it in Gone.
faster than that freight train, farther than that airplane.
And now he's got that exact same beat in Beers on Me.
You had one of those weeks, stuck on repeat.
And I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Although I wish, we could go to a little bit more of that free and easy type sound. But look, Dierks is gonna hang on to his mainstream appeal for as long as possible. And I don't blame him. As it stands though, this song is totally inoffensive. It's very friendly natured. It's about like, let's come together and have a beer. I'm paying for them. I think all three singers sound really good on it. Dierks sounds good, Hardy sounds good. And I feel like Breland is playing with a much more pleasant, melodious side of his voice than whatever vocal style it was that he was using on My Truck, which I think sounds much less pleasant.
Try me if you wanna go and test your luck.
So I liked this song well enough, but man, I cannot even remember how it goes now, and I listened to it like 4 times this morning, so I feel like I just give it a decent yee. It's been a few hours, but I just remembered I didn't talk about ERNEST's American Rust.
And that church bell that they rang back then, it's the same one they'll be ringing.
I just really like this song. I think it is such a tasteful jam. It's very different than the kind of beachy locals only sound he was doing. This is going to be more of a straight down the middle, kind of classy country sound, but I think it's got good words, good sound, and I give it a yeehaw. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments down below. Pick up some merch at GradySmithShop.com, and I'll be back with more content super soon.